Let's see if this connection will work well for us here. How is everybody out there tonight? Tell me if you can hear and see me. It is 9:45. Holy smokes, I had no idea it was that late. We just got back here. We're offloading a few things from being out and about, and I was like, you know what? Before I turn in for the night, I just want to like sit and make and create a little bit. So tell me if you're out there and if you want to hang out with me and what you're up to tonight. And if you want to chat, if you're like me when you watch YouTube, sometimes you watch on the big TV and then you put your phone in your hand and you lay in bed or in your chair, and then you can follow along in the chat, add something to it. Aha, I think we are now live. So my earrings have been selling well, and today, just today alone, my skeleton ones, if you remember those that we just made this week, my skeleton ones, and it was like the really cool striped pumpkin, Beetlejuice pumpkin, and there was another one with the orange pumpkin and a crystal bead. So they have found homes, and I'm like, you know what? I must make more. I must make more. So I have these here, and I thought, how cool would they be to turn into, can you guys see me? If you can't, I'm seeing the spinny wheel of death on my end, so I'm not sure if this broadcast is working, but I'll talk a little bit and we can see. So I love these. Do you see how they have that rainbow finish on them? Oh my goodness. So I have 3 sets. And every day I try to make something to add to my shop floor and, you know, keep building my stock. And also keep using what I've purchased because, you know, you have a lot of money wrapped up into all the little bits that you have. So I just want to make sure that if I buy it and I intend to use it, that I actually do. You guys see me? I think you can. I think it's just me having issues. If Matt comes close by, I'll have him check as well. Got the window open. It is so warm here today. I really need a fan. You know, just when you think that summer weather, all the hot weather is over. Nope, not at all. I wonder if I can connect this guy here as well. We'll see how this affects everything. This might be what I need to do here. It is what it is. Okay, that might work a little better anyhow. So far it is. Anyway, on my end of things. So, yeah. So I have a bead bar here at the shop. And the way it works is, this is the way it works for me. I buy tons of beads. I put them out. We had a bunch of people making bead bracelet today. I love how they all turn out. Hey Cindy, how are ya? Thanks for being on here. And this is pretty much my thing. That I buy the pretty beads, I put them out, and you haven't gotten to them by the time I get to them, or I will make use of some of them. So tonight I pulled these guys out. I thought they were kind of fun. This is a bowl of all kinds of skulls. Got a furry on my finger. Like pink ones. And I've been right now in a mood, of course, for the spooky season. I just change all different types of collections and stuff, whatever I'm feeling in the mood for. Hey, Clem, how are ya? There you guys go. Jackie, how are ya? How are things in Titusville? Oh, I love this color. Tell me if you love that color too. Bob, is that you? You watch Beetlejuice, you know what I mean. The other thing I got is, so I'm trying to match up something to go with these and fill them out. So let me just look here. The other things I brought were, Jackie, have you been doing much writing lately? I do have these skulls, and these will match. These are hematite skulls. Hematite is a crystal, and it's a really cool crystal for like grounding. So I have these in my bead section, and I could just do that. So I'm just gonna like think about those. I also have gold skulls, which may or may not look like, was it C-3PO? That was the gold dude. R2-D2 was a little robot, his buddy, right? But yeah, hey, you know what? It's whatever you see, okay? They're supposed to be skulls. They are skulls, but you know, I'm just saying. I may have seen a little too much Star Wars. Then there's like this watercolor finish, and then I have a silver one. But I'm not seeing silver in these hearts, so truly, I may stick with my little hematite buddy here in the titanium finish. Jackie says Titusville never changes. Writing is on hold right now. We'll start again when the weather changes. That's how I feel. Like, we went out tonight. We had to get a few things. We stopped at Wally World, and it's like, it is dark. We were driving home at 8:30, and it is pitch black. And it's kind of dreadful in a way. Sometimes I just feel claustrophobic about that whole thing, because I'm like, oh, okay, it's that time of the year. But I am telling myself that this season ahead, I am going to, I'm going to craft. So I might end up doing like my lives this time of the night, only because I feel tired, but at the same time, I don't want to go to bed. Anybody else? Like, I want to find something to do, put on a movie, make something. I just feel like my day is not done just yet. You know, if my day is not done when we go to bed, like Matt can turn himself off immediately. Me, I'll be like there in the dark. Like, I need to run myself completely out of juice. Otherwise, I guess I could start with one and kind of see where it goes. But I'm thinking if I do 2 hearts, 2 skulls, I have some cute little critters. Well, they're not really critters, but like there's bees and butterflies. And and look, a little bug, a little ladybug, and I'm thinking, how cute would they be with a little bit of a Halloween spin as well, right? Like to put something with them, bugs and something else, like bugs and pumpkins. So I pulled these as well because this is just black and white acrylic beads, and I thought that those kind of look a little Halloween-y. What do you think? I'm down with that. And then I found these. These remind me of pumpkins, of melons. So I found the green ones, which could be kind of cool. So Ava was here, of course, over the last 2 days. And so that's been my focus. We had our bead pop-up jewelry show, went amazing. Let me tell you all about that. Oh, I bought so many new beads. Look at these, aren't they gorgeous? They have as well this rainbow. It's also known as the Aurora Borealis, like Northern Lights kind of effect to the beads. And I'm all about that as well. So I do like that. But yeah, so it's been a busy few days. These are smaller, these. This is a bit of a chunkier heart, so I don't want somebody to have something on their, I like that. I don't want somebody to have something so heavy on their ear. So let's see how these will look right here. But had an amazing, amazing couple days. We saw a ton of people come into the store, and she just spread out, cleaned out that back room, which is now going to be transformed into another section of the storefront with Relove Finds. So on my thrift channel, you'll see me fill that up. Won't take me long to fill that up. I think I'm going to put in a little texture or something on these, a little something, something. Let me think here where I want to put that. But she was here yesterday before she left. I find it so interesting to hear people's stories. You guys know that in a past life, that's my background. I initially went to college for journalism, communication, arts. I eventually went on to study human resources management when I moved to the US, but my life in Canada was a reporter. And that's actually how I met Matt as well during that time. covering a story that he was involved in as a Marine. So, you know. But I always enjoyed stories. That was my favorite type of story to do, was the human interest stories where you ended up going to, like, you know, as creepy as it sounds, somebody's basement, but seriously, to see like their studio of what they were making and creating. And that was my favorite features to do, because I love talking to people and finding out, like, you know, why they did what they did. I just found it so interesting. I'm trying to decide if I want to put this below the skull or above the skull. Maybe in the middle, we'll see. So I always enjoyed that part of my job of interviewing people and just like finding out what made people tick, and yeah, like whatever they were doing and where they got the idea. And you know, that's how things come to life, right? Somebody takes that step and does something. And so like Ava was here, and I was saying to her, I'm like, I would love to interview you. And I actually did a live video into the room with all of her beads out. And after it went up, you guys commented that there was no sound, which, like, but at least you could see the visual eye candy of what she made, right? But it was in that video that I was asking her, you guys just couldn't hear it. I was saying, you know, I would love to hear your story and learn more about how you started, how this came to be. So Ava is the creator of the whole bead show. That's what it's called. And she's been traveling the U.S. since the 90s. And it's very well known. And bead vendors from all over attend her shows to sell to other makers and creators. And I really wanted to know how she got her start. Where'd my little looper guy go? And all that good stuff. And so I asked her if I could interview her. So on my other channel, my Sonia Miller channel, I sat down yesterday and just really quickly, off the cuff, asked her some questions about her story. And it was so interesting, and how there were certain points of her life that if she didn't say yes, or if she wasn't brave or confident, or just somehow found the confidence, her business would never even be what it is today, right? And so in retelling some of the stories, which were pretty neat, she was saying how, you know, she has no idea where that confidence came from that she got to do some moves that she took. So, by the way, this one looper, I swear, all right, I love it, one of the best tools ever. And so she was talking about, you know, how she got her start and some of the crazy things she had to do. Any of you guys watched it? How about the part where she straps money on herself and travels to a whole other country? I'm not going to tell you. You got to go listen to the video to hear the whole thing. But she's a pretty fascinating person. And I love hearing just stories that other people have. Tell me if you're the same. I just think it's so fascinating. I am that person that I love a good podcast. I swear I must have listened to like every single podcast there was on the planet during the time when we were all home, and a couple years ago. And during that time, our paint business was so busy. It's because everybody was home doing DIY at that time. And so as I would pack, I would watch listen to all kinds of videos, or listen to all kinds of audio podcasts just to keep me going, you know. I felt like I was packing stuff, but I needed that mental stimulation while I was physically doing something just to keep me going. And man, I would burn through the podcast. That's when I really got a love of podcasts, because I was all about listening into other people's stories. There's one called How I Built This that I really, really liked. Anybody ever watch that or listen to that one? I keep saying watch, but it's really listen. Some podcasts nowadays are on YouTube, but all right, do you match? Do you match, sir? I think you match. All right, so you're for the other one. You match this. Okay, perfect. These are going to be so cute. I swear. Just gotta trust me, okay? So yeah, I interviewed her, and it was just so nice to take the time to do that. When you hear somebody's story, it's like, wow, that you did a lot. Sometimes you think people in business, you're like, okay, you know, how did that happen for you? Well, it's because they, you know, they really they took a risk, or they went out of their way to do something, or they did something big, hard, and scary. And so really, really neat time. But it's preserved there. So, you know, her history is, talk to her a little bit. So if you feel like you want to just listen to a podcast and hear her talk, it's on my other channel. And now she's on her way again. So I told her I was feeling a little bit jealous. I like to travel, as you know, and I'll do some gold on this one, I think. And she's making her way around the country. I also learned, which I did not know, that over in Rhode Island, apparently it was basically at one point the capital of like jewelry components production. And I'm like, wow, like Providence, Rhode Island. That was nuts. So this has been a busy few days. I did get out the thrift today, and as you saw, I went to the Salvation Army. And the Salvation Army, I don't know what it's like in your area. I don't go there very often because I've been so disappointed. Today I gave it time since I've been back there, and I thought, you know what, for something different, I'm gonna run up here. And they really didn't have a whole lot. I mean, they had a lot on their shelves, but it wasn't necessarily what I was looking for. But that was on my Thrift Life channel. Yeah. Jackie, we're having a late warm summer. Yesterday or the day before, it was like up to 80 degrees. Is that not nuts? All right, here's the fun part where we get to join things together. Are you ready? And let me see how I want to do this the easiest way. Let me close up all my loops first. I think that would be best. Let's just do that. So I'm excited because I just saw that The Burbs. Does anybody know what I'm talking about when I say The Burbs? It is a comedy. It's hilarious. And I wonder if I should do my earring first. What do you think? And it's free right now on YouTube. YouTube has videos. Uh-oh. You guys hear that? Somebody's car alarm is going off. Looks good. There you go. Somebody found their keys. So you guys doing anything fun tonight? Are you relaxing at this point? It is hard when the weather starts to turn and it gets darker. You don't feel like doing a whole lot, do you? We took a walk. We have been doing walks every night for an hour. When it got ridiculously hot, we stopped for a little bit this summer, but because we had such a hot summer, and now we're back into it again because it's actually not too bad. But it was nice. Presque Isle down here has like all these different trails that you can take, and I mean, it would take you, I think, about 35 to 40 minutes to drive around if you stayed in your vehicle. But when you're walking, it just veers off in all kinds of different directions. There's a walk we take that, like, we go past where the owls rest in. And then tonight we did a walk where we call it the City Walk. And it's the part that's on the bay side, and you see downtown, the bayfront. And, but oh my gosh, the view's just gorgeous. That's what we were talking to Ava about. She wanted to see a little bit of Erie when she came in because she's from California. And we were telling her that Erie has the most spectacular sunsets. And it is pretty neat because here on the East Coast, you think about how the sun rises, right, and then sets in the west side where she is, and we're on the east side. But unless you're near the water, you don't see it, you know, you see it come up. You don't see it go down in the water. And here in Erie, the way the sun sets on the lake, and if you can picture it like being an ocean, it is like watching the sunset on the west side of the country. So to see the sun set into a giant body of water that looks like an ocean, yeah, she was just like, wow, this is really beautiful, guys. Okay, now we're gonna join these things together, all right? In holy matrimony, do you accept? I accept. All right, so I'm gonna pull out some ear wires, and they're stainless steel because we want to be allergen friendly. So while the rest of the earrings can be mixed, beautiful mixed metals, just wait till I hang these, guys. You're gonna love them. I'll put them on a white card and show you, like really show them off. They're gonna be so cute. So yeah, so cute. All right, now we're gonna put these together. So let's see if we have all the pieces. And then we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out. All right, I'm gonna need this guy. I need this guy. But yeah, the Burbs is so funny. And it's an old movie. How many people have seen it out there? But it cracks me up when you hear me say, it came with the frame. That's actually from that, right? From that movie, if you watch that movie. But it's free right now. So if you want to watch a free movie that's really funny, that's a good one. Basically, the neighbors move in, and the story follows how they're watching their neighbors, and they don't know what's going on in their basement. Like, what is happening to the family? What is going on in the basement? And they become so consumed with like binoculars and just watching everything. And then they attempt to get closer to the situation to see what's really happening. Wow, this jump ring is really strong. I'm okay with that, guys. Just wait. I can't wait to show this to you. They're so nice. Oh my goodness. Jackie says the weather's been crazy all year. I know, right? It has been strange. I'm okay with a longer, warmer fall. I mean, I like sweater weather. But I like my layers, and I sleep better when it's cooler. But I also know what comes here in Erie after this warm weather goes. So bundle up, guys. We'll be doing lots of crafting this winter. But yeah, what do you guys think about a late night, just a late night live? I might be painting. I might be doing some thrift stuff. I might be making jewelry, or I don't even know what I'm doing. We'll be doing something. But let me know if you like the idea of doing some nighttime lives. All right, let me see. So I'm assuming I usually open these from a different side, but we're gonna give it a shot and see. Do they open? I think they do. Okay, I'm all right with that. We just need to hang them in the front though, right? We want the skulls to hang in the right direction. I guess they could technically just swivel. Like that. Let's see. There we go. That's where they need to be. Okay. Close this guy up. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, let me get the second one done and I'll put them on a card for you. Jackie says, if it's late night, I'm more than likely to catch them. Well, here's the truth that, I don't know. I just saw what it's like out there tonight at 8:30, And I'm like, oh my goodness, I have got to get something to do because I will go mad. I will go crazy. I cannot go to bed. Like, I need something to do. And now even our walks, they have to be earlier on because it gets dark and you don't, you know, for safety reasons. You don't want to be out and about after dark in the bushes. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'd rather be home, hanging out with you guys, doing something fun. So, if you're game for that, let me know. You like night lives too? Okay, maybe we'll do that then. We'll pick a time. What time is it now? It's 10:10. So yeah, I might do like 9:30 because I feel like I would be home by 9:30. And you know, even if I have to go out and about. So I'll aim again for tomorrow night for 9:30. So these are little cards that I bought. Now, if you are making jewelry or doing anything like that, remember when I was making my own, you could still do that. But I actually found this, and they look more professional. So they have the holes into them. They have the hole as well so you can hang them. And I got them on Amazon, an entire bundle of them. I searched like for a lot of places, and that was the, these guys were the winner. But I also went on Etsy, and from a small business I found they make small stamps. So I got a stamp made so I can stamp it as well. But I love that. Okay, we just did this. Are you ready? I cannot believe that we just did this. Look at this. Okay, I'll come closer so you can see them. So we've got the hematite skulls. We've got some little texture and some sparkle. And then we've got these beautiful vintage clear beads. And then we've got those like textured rainbow finish. So, okay, so here's one. I love them. I always try to get things to a place where I'm like, if I love them, then I would feel good releasing them out into the world for somebody else, you know, because you don't want to put out work that just is not nice. Number one, it's just a waste of your time. It's going to sit there forever. So if I'm making stuff, I want it to be good. Them says, so cool. I know. I got all these ideas, but I gotta get all the skulls done because we've been seeing a lot of people. Like today we saw a lot of people in the store, and so the more you can have out, the more likely somebody is able to find something that they love. And this is the season of the skulls, of the spookiness, all that, right? All right, let me put the other ones on as well. Do you guys have any plans for tomorrow? I think on Monday we're gonna do something special. So I think we're gonna take a hike on Monday and go to a place. Actually, we might go to the New York side and do something that we've wanted to do for a while. We like to travel and see stuff. So any opportunities that we can get away. So it looks like Monday will be a day where we can possibly do that. If so, stay tuned. Maybe I'll shoot a video. And plus the weather is changing, you know. I really wanted to get to this place in Ohio. Has anybody heard of it? It's called Put-in Bay. And you have to, I think it's about 4 hours on average from where I am, one way. It's northern Ohio, and you actually take a ferry to go to this island. And so it's a whole day, right? You have to devote to it because if you're me and Matt, you know, you get up early, you travel out, do your thing, and come back at the end of the day, and would make for a very busy day. But I've been watching stuff on it. Have you guys ever heard of that before? And it's a little island. It's kind of like Key West, the way it's been presented, because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on it. And on that island, they have a cave that it is supposed to be, what do you call it? The, oh my gosh, I can't even remember the word for it. It's escaped my memory. It is basically has a giant crystal cave. What's it called? The word is not in my brain right now. But you can walk inside of the cave, and it's one of the biggest places that exist in the world of this type. And it's only a couple hours away from here. So, and plus the ferry ride. But we're willing to do it. I gotta check that out. I think when we go to an area, we like to explore like everything possibly that's around it. Because I never know what the future holds. You know, next chapter we could be out living out west. We don't know. Taking it day by day. And so while I'm here, I'm gonna enjoy all the Lake Erie views and trails, beaches. I have learned that Lake Erie just, wow, it's just absolutely beautiful here. Just the views of the beaches. Okay, I guess we got another one put together here. That sounds really interesting. Never been there, Jackie says, but I've heard of it. What's it called? It's like, oh my goodness. I know this, we sell these things, but we sell them in very small forms. And basically the crystals are all inside of it. What's it called? It's just like, my brain is not working right now. But anyhow, you walk, but literally the cave is the thing. You know what I'm talking about? The crystals that you get, you can break, and inside you see all the, like the druzy of the crystal, but they're literally like, they look like cannonballs, and kids love it because you can buy them, and you can break them and get a machine to do it. But literally the cave is the one that you walk into, and you are in the biggest in the world. So it's full of, I believe, quartz crystals. I can't wait to see it. So there's pair number 2. These have a little bit of a different color of metal on them. Geode! Thank you, Clem. I thought my brain was gonna like, I'm having a moment here. Thank you, a geode. The cave is a giant geode. That's exactly what that is. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is what it pays to have friends who are smart and know things. When you think you're going crazy. Help me find the word. Yeah, it's a giant geode. So you take a ferry over, you book it, and you have a day over there. But picture it like Key West. And we really wanted to go this summer, but honestly, I'm pretty sure that, you know, just with the change of the weather, the back to school, that a lot of that touristy stuff, they close up their, you know, like a lot of little businesses and stuff. And you basically, so it's so late in the season. I don't know if it's worth it on Monday to do it or not, or just to wait till next year. I've got to check it all out. But regardless, I'll post some pics wherever we head to. It'll be good regardless. And when you get there, you rent out like little golf carts and stuff. So it truly is like Key West, except it's an island in northern Ohio of all places. But there's a couple islands. I think it's called Kelly's Island is another one. And it's really interesting, you know, these little islands. But I swear, when you're on the lake, it looks just like you're in the ocean, except there's no sharks. Just maybe an alligator that's been spotted. That's all. Which I don't think they ever found the alligator. I want to say, what, about a month ago or so, somebody reported that they saw an alligator on Lake Erie out here. And people were like, what? Is it safe to be on the lake anymore? And so, yeah, the news was coming out interviewing people and being like, yeah, you'll be, you know, it's all good. But in the meantime, authorities are trying to find this said alligator. And I saw a story that they believe, because it's not obviously native here, maybe somebody had it, released it. That's what the news story that I saw was saying. So yeah, there is a murder log in the lake. I can't help but be like, what is that? What is that wave? But we did see an otter with a fish in its mouth. the other night. Erie does have river otters. And actually their hockey team is called the Erie Otters. Makes sense, right? But yeah, Presque Isle is so fun. We go down there. We're not from here, you know. So we spend a lot of time together and just exploring. There's a place I want to go back to, and we just happened to stumble upon it. Me and Matt walked for hours one day just on the rugged beach, like away from all the people. We walked at one point for over an hour and never saw another soul. So it felt like I was on like some deserted island, like Gilligan's Island or something. And we walked and we walked and we walked until we got to this point where there were all these fencing pieces up in post. And then we read some signs, and apparently there's a part of the Presque Isle that they, the state park, that they basically have roped off for shorebirds. And so people get all the rest of all the really cool beaches around here, but it's basically a beach for the birds. And they have 2 viewing towers set up. So we could see the viewing towers in the distance, but you had to kind of walk through inside this maze of rope to get there, and we had already walked a long ways. So we said, oh wow, that's so neat. I think what we'll do is, you know, we'll head back today, but now that we know that's here and they have viewing towers, how cool would it be to just kind of like pack a snack, you know, and walk and then get to this place and then just sit down. And if you bring binoculars, you can bird watch, but it's a place where the birds are safe from all the other humans, and you know, it's just left for them, for their habitat, which I think is nice. Because Presque Isle down there, they get something like 5 million people annually. It's a lot, more than Yellowstone National Park, and it's very beautiful. And there's our third pair. What do you think? The hematite skulls, the sparkle. I love it. Clem says, at least it's not as humid as Key West. True that. Oh my gosh. I would like to go back to Key West. This time I'll be a little more prepared. Yeah, I'll be a little more prepared this time, and knowing how people get around. I remember that I was, well, a couple of stories, but I remember I was down there and I stopped. There was a Ben & Jerry's ice cream store. And I said to Matt, I want to get some ice cream. And he's like, you know, ice cream doesn't sit well on his stomach, number one. And he's like, in this heat, you want to have ice cream? Will that make you sick? And I'm like, no, I'll be good. And I was good, but I had not accounted for how hot it was and how fast an ice cream cone melts. And I had a chocolate, like double scoop waffle cone. Dude, I was at one point, like, I looked like a kid, like, don't invite me to your vehicle. It was just melting over me, down my arm. The drips was going. And as fast as I could lick it, I literally had to sit on the side of the road on the pavement, just like, you know, licking this thing, trying to contain all the way around it, just like licking my ice cream. And it was a job. It was a job because it was messy. But, you know, I got it all. I had to get to the cone. That was the most important part, the crunchy cone. But I remember we were walking around down there, and you know, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden I see a bunch of ladies go by on a golf cart. And when they go by, this lady starts giving me the stare down, right? We're waiting to cross the road. They're pulling up right here, like we're waiting to cross the road. They're going in front of us, and there's 3 ladies, and she's hanging off the back, and she looks at me and she sees me, and she's like really staring me down as this vehicle as it goes by. And it was very obvious, right? And they all like looked. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is about to happen? Why are those people like staring at us like that, Matt? And they literally pulled ahead and they turned around. We're like, what is going on? And Matt's a Marine, so he's very aware of people in the area. Like, okay, is this like, what's going down here? And they pulled up next to us and they yelled, you know, Sonia, Matt, are you guys the Junk Monkey people? And we're like, oh my gosh, they know us from online. We got recognized in Key West. It was so funny. So then we took pictures together. We chit-chatted about, you know, what they were doing and, you know, how they came to Key West. But it was so funny because at that moment in time, I didn't know if I was getting stabbed. I didn't know what was going down. Like, they were very interested, and it was really funny. Oh my gosh, if Matt was here now, I'm sure he could elaborate. But yeah, it was a hoot the time that we thought, like, we were like, I don't know what was going to go down. They were going to jump us or something. I don't know. So yay, we made 3 pairs of earrings. I'm going to start putting my jewelry online. I did put my most recent ones on there, and they're in my store as well. So what happens is if somebody buys them in my store, when they do, I just get a picture taken if it's not me working there, working the register at checkout, if Matt does, and then I just pull them off online. So tomorrow I will put these up online, take some pictures, and if you guys are interested in a pair, or honestly, if you are watching this video on replay or now and you want a pair, you can message me through Etsy because I have 3 of them available, and that's all I have because I only have 3 sets of the rainbow finish hearts, but I think they're perfect for Halloween. And at the same time, they're kind of like, they're very, you know, the skull is very just, it's there, but it's not pronounced. But if you want to just be fun and spooky or show your personality, have a little fun, show your funny bone, I think those are going to be perfect. But I would totally wear these year round. Tell me if you would as well. But yeah, anytime I make anything on here, if you want something before I list it, just message me through my Etsy, Junk Monkey Sonia, on Etsy. So pretty happy about that. Thanks guys for keeping me company. I have a ton of beads that I need to get to and do stuff with. So we'll be, yeah, we'll be doing some more live. So if you guys want to plan, what's tomorrow? Sunday night. Yeah, how about we meet up at 9:30 and we'll do another project. I'm not sure what I'll get into. Like I said, between painting and jewelry, thrifting, it could be any or all of the above. But if you're game, I'm here, and you guys should definitely go check out The Burbs, the free show that is now on YouTube. That's what I'm about to watch. And I'll tell you all about it tomorrow night as I remind myself about all of it. Thank you, Clem. I appreciate you. Deb says, gorgeous earrings. Thank you. Oh, did I get to the Hemingway house? I know exactly what you're talking about. I walked by it and I admired it, but I didn't go in to take a tour at that time. But it was beautiful. Very nice. I need to go back down south. Maybe like, you know, although I know I'm excited because at the end of January, we'll be taking our annual yearly pilgrimage out west. So that will get me some sunshine. I love going to Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona, I learned there's only on average like 1 to 2 days a year that they don't have sunshine. They get sunshine pretty much every day of the year, and it's one of the sunniest places in the country. So when I go out there, I feel like I get my dose of vitamin D, and it comes like late. We always go out there for the Tucson Gem Show. So this year I'll be buying beads I'm excited about. I'll be buying jewelry, pre-made stuff, like silversmith, fully finished jewelry, and I'll be hunting for the crystals as well. So I'll be sure to take you with me as well. But yeah, that always gives me a good dose of vitamin D, and so I'm looking forward to it. So it's nice, especially when you live in a place where you get a lot of winter for a long time, to have windows where you feel like you can get away just for a little bit. That helps make you look forward to it, and also it just helps you get through it, you know? So yeah, I was just thinking tonight how it's just getting so dark out there. I mean, sunset was at 7:30 tonight, and then it just gets completely dark, like so quickly. The sun went down so fast, and I don't know about you, but those long, like dark evenings, I just need something to do. So we're gonna do lives. Have a great rest of your evening. You too as well. Oh, I did hear about the cats. I love the kitty cats. I love the critters. All right, friends, I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna go find Matt, see what he's up to. I think he made pizza. I just realized he made pizza. I need to go get pizza. That's one of the things we got was pizza. He better have left some for me. He found this really good brand name pizza. Tomorrow night I'll tell you. I'll ask him what it is, but he's in love with it. And I had a bite like a couple weeks ago, and tonight he's like, I need to go find that pizza again. So he's been on the hunt to get it again. But it's something that you can get at Wally World at Walmart. But it is such a good pizza for like on a great budget. All right, I'll see you tomorrow night.